The following is a presentation of RMG Sports, award-winning championship television.
Get ready, race fans. We're bringing the excitement of the NASCAR Weekly Racing Series right into your living room. We're bringing you the thrill of victory and the agony of
all I want is policy.
You ain't getting it, so go away.
well, you know the rest. So get ready for the green. Chase to the Checkered starts now.
Hi, I'm Debbie Heiss from Youngwood, Pennsylvania. Race fans, start your engines.
Last Saturday's races at Jennerstown Speedway were kicked off by the inaugural Tommy Gale Memorial 64-lap Pro Truck feature event.
All the way back from the very end of the race,
Number 29, Nolan Halliday, took off to an early lead. But by the second lap, the number 0 truck of Dave Brunell with points leader number 98, Todd Price, right behind the pack, slipped by in turn 4. Brunell did his best to hold the points leader at bay, but just after 14 laps, Price took the lead with the number 8 truck of Marion Reno Jr. following him around to take second. After several more laps, Reno crept underneath of Price, only to have the caution fly again as Halliday's number 29 truck's problems continued. Finally, in lap 22, Reno worked his way around Price and took the lead. After a midway mandatory pit stop, the pack was bunched up again for the restart, letting Reno and Price sprint out to the front, giving the fans an exciting door-to-door race. Price challenged the race leader to the end, but it was Marion Reno Jr. who would cross the finish line and head to victory lane.
We were good the whole night, I think. We did pretty good tonight on it. Probably the best we've been up here since we started racing the truck. A lot of other people here, friends, that have supported me over the years. It's awesome. I thank you all for being here tonight.
White Oak's Marion Reno Jr. wins the inaugural Tommy Gale Memorial 64-lap Pro Truck feature. Todd Price was a close second, followed by Josh Kokenauer, Aaron Will, and Joe Kelly. Dave Brunell, Dave Marrow, Jason Hounsel, Dave Manns, and Eugene Ciferno round out the top 10 finishers. This was Reno's second feature win of the year, but Todd Price still leads the Tommy Gale Hallmark Trailers Pro Truck point standings by 4 points. All eyes will be on these two during the next Pro Truck feature at Jennerstown. Next up, 50 laps of the Wheeler Brothers AC Delco Late Model Division. Everything was looking great for Myersdale, PA's Mark Smith. He started on the outside of row 1 and shot out to an early lead over the second place car of number 45, Rick Boyer. Little did they know that number 98, Neil Brown, was sneaking up through the pack from his 10th place starting position. On lap 25, number 92, Jamie Volkovac, and number 11, Bobby Henry, got tangled up with the lap car of number 57, Bobby Trumbauer, tightening the pack back up. 3 laps later, after a second caution, Neil Brown got by Mark Smith along the back stretch to bring the Silver Bullet to the front of the pack. Brown would stretch his lead out for the majority of the race, but in the final laps, Mark Smith made a hard charge to retake the lead. But it was Neil Brown's race to win, as he kept his car together in the final turn to take the Checkered.
Well, we was very lucky there. We got a couple cautions and a double file restarts. You know, you kind of move up beside everybody, so you don't have as much room to make up. Basically, it was luck. If we would have went caution-free, we wouldn't be here tonight. I felt a lot of pressure. But, you know, Mark's a good, clean driver, and you can race with him, and I knew he wasn't going to wreck me, so it was just good, hard racing.
I think we messed up on the start. Starting on the bottom, I pinched the car getting in, it got crossed up, and he just drove right by me. By the time we got settled down, got the tires back to normal, we tried to make a run at him, and I think we was a couple laps too short.
Brown and Smith were followed by Rick Boyer, who put on a great performance to take third. They were followed by Brad Creighton, Ryan Hemphill, Barry Audi, and Travis Geisler. McKeesport's Mark Catone, Greensburg's Jamie Bolkovac, and Holsoppel's Kerry Tadero finish out the top 10. With this win, Acme PA's Neil Brown kept his lead over Barry Audi in the Wheeler Brothers AC Delco Late Model Division at Jennerstown. Catone, Creighton, and Smith are the top 5 in points. Latrobe Snooky Williams, Jamie Bolkovac, Rick Boyer, Ryan Hemphill, and Bobby Henry from Connellsville round out the top 10. Coming up next on Chase to the Checkered, we've got the highlights from the rest of the night's racing, including a wild Cobra Insurance PA Legacy feature. And could Curtis Stewart Jr. make it a three-peat in the 96.5 Mountain Charger division? We'll find out. But first, here's this week's track twister. There's the Indy 500 and the Daytona 500. But the Tommy Gale Memorial 64? Why 64? The answer when we come back to Chase to the Checkered. Don't move a muscle. Welcome back to Chase to the Checkered. Now the answer to this week's track twister. There's the Indy 500 and the Daytona 500, but the Tommy Gale 64? Why 64? Pittsburgh racing legend Tommy Gale Sr. was one of the good old boys of NASCAR Winston Cup history, and his number was, you guessed it, 64. Isn't that appropriate? Now let's get back to the races with the 96.5 Mountain Charger division. From the beginning of the race, it looked like Chuck Slade in his number 7 car was going to run away with it. He jumped out way ahead of everyone. But current points leader Curtis Stewart Jr. in the 55 car had other plans. You see, Stewart's going for a three-peat and wanted to keep his streak intact. He worked his way through the pack and caught up to the leader on lap 5 and passed him 4 laps later. On lap 11, a spin involving number 94 Travis Smith and number 27 Greg Praisner between turns 3 and 4 would bunch everybody up for a restart. This was the opportunity Slate needed. You see, he was going for his first career victory at Jennerstown Speedway. On the restart, Slate in the number 7 car and Stewart in the number 55 were door to door. But Stewart just had too much under the hood and passed Slate on the back stretch and went on to win the 96.5 Mountain Charger feature.
It went really well. I'm glad that it turned out the way it did. Chuck has really come a long way. He's running good. But I'll tell you, I wouldn't be here without all the help of my crew and the Zero car, the Zero truck, Steve's Auto Service, my dad. I mean, we just put tremendous amount of time in this. Next year, I'd like to step up either to the street stocks or the trucks. The way it's going, it looks like we're going to be able to do it, and we'll see how the year plays out.
Curtis Stewart Jr. got his 3rd victory in a row at Jennerstown Speedway, and Chuck Slate got a career-high 2nd place. Phil Grubbs, Greg Praisner, Travis Smith, Justin Lasky, and Robert Fisher rounded out the rest of the pack. Stewart, a native of North Huntington, stays in 1st place in the 96.5 Mountain Charger division. He is followed by Travis Smith, Phil Grubbs, Chuck Slate, and the number 97 car of Justin Lasky in the top 5. Robert Fisher, Scott Bowman, Michael Gillett, Dwayne Knoll, and Greg Praisner make up the rest of the top 10 in points. Next up on Chase to the Checkered, the Sen West Street Stocks feature event. At the drop of the green, the pole sitter Johnny Jones in his number 21 car jumped out in front. Driving door to door, Bumper to bumper, last year's champ Adam Kostelnik in the orange and white number 14 car was working his way through heavy traffic. He was looking for his first win of 2002. By lap 6, Rockwood, PA's Johnny Jones had stretched the field out. But Kostelnik, now in 4th position, was working his way through traffic. First, he got by the 3rd place car of number 07, Chris DeArmond. Then, using the inside groove on the backstretch again, Kostelnik slid by number 73, Roger Onstead, for 2nd place. Then, on lap 14, Kostelnik got past the leader Jones and brought number 9, George Nicola Jr. with him. Kostelnik and Nicola have a tendency to touch fenders, but the drivers would behave tonight. While Kostelnik and Nicola took off with the lead, Roger Onstead in the number 73 would have his hands full with number 34, Richard Nicola. The number 34 would be on 73's bumper for the rest of the race, but he wouldn't get by. The 2001 division champion, Adam Kostelnik, would work his way through the lap traffic and get his first feature win of 2002 in the Sen West Street Stock division at Jennerstown Speedway.
Yeah, me and George, we're tough competitors. We started out about the same time. It was all just racing accidents. We're both hard competitors, and we made a pact tonight that we're not going to wreck ourselves no more. Every time we wreck, we're running 1-2. It's just stupidity on the both parts of us. It's not my fault, not his fault, but good run, George. He gave me a little love tap over on the corner. That's going to be, I think, our tradition the rest of the year.
Pit Karen's Adam Kostelnik was the feature winner with George Nicola Jr., Roger Onstead, Richard Nicola, and Johnny Jones in the top 5. Dink Colarusso took his number 0 car to a 6th place finish. David Tavermina, Chris DeArmond, Bill Ashton, and Jason Holder finished in the top 10. The Sen West Street Stocks have Pittsburgh's number 34, Richard Nicola, on top. With the win, Adam Kostelnik moved up to a 3rd place tie with George Nicola Jr. in the point standings. David Tavermina, Jason Holder, Roger Onstead, Robert Young, Johnny Jones, and Greensburg's Robert Smith finish out the top 10 in points. Coming up next on Chase to the Checkered, it's the highlights of the action-packed Cover Insurance Agency PA Legacy Division feature. Plus, we'll take a look at tonight's USAR Hooters Pro Cup Series feature and bring you up to speed with some of the best drivers in the region when Chase to the Checkered continues. Welcome back to Chase to the Checkered. Now it's time for the highlights from the Cover Insurance PA Legacy Series feature. Since Jamie Bolkovac left the PA Legacy Series to focus on her late model driving, Joey Denowitz has picked up right where she left off. Denowitz had gone undefeated in 2002, and he wasn't looking to let his streak stop. He wanted to make it 4 in a row. But number 4, Brett Boyer, and number 59, Kyle Martell, are locked in a hot battle for 2nd place in points. Bottom line, it wasn't going to be easy for Denowitz. Kyle Martell started on the pole and took off with number 4, Brett Boyer, right behind him in 2nd. Joey Denowitz was a close 3rd. At the end of lap 3, Denowitz got a little too close and got into the back of Brett Boyer's car. But some great driving by a spinning Boyer kept him out of the wall. In hockey, they have the penalty box. In motorsports, they have a little place known as the back of the pack. That's where Joey Denowitz was sent for causing the spin. Think that would keep him out of contention? Just watch. On the restart, number 13, Chris Brink, came up on the leader, Kyle Martell, to say hello. 5 laps later, number 4, Brett Boyer, makes an exciting run to get to the leaders by going 3 wide into turn 3. Number 28, Dustin Powell, backs off. With Denowitz coming strong behind him, Powell spins out in turn 4 and collects number 0, Kep Causer. Number 9, Brad Grace, goes into the wall. His night was over. On lap 8, Chris Brink took the lead on the backstretch. Then Joey Denowitz makes an aggressive move to go 3 wide into turn 4 and moves up to 2nd position. He had the number 13 car in his sights. Denowitz caught up to Chris Brink on the backstretch, but a caution would make him back off. Then, on the restart, Denowitz and Boyer were both back up in the front of the pack, and were nipping at Brinks' heels. Denowitz would pass on the outside to take the lead, while Brett Boyer slid down on the inside groove for second. 2 laps later, number 59, Kyle Martell, number 37, Bill Miller, number 55, Dave Campbell, and number 0, Kep Causer, spun in the front stretch, bringing out yet another caution. On the restart, Denowitz and Boyer take off out in front. Coming out of turn 4, number 13, Chris Brink, muscles his way past Brett Boyer for second position. Denowitz takes advantage of this situation and jumps out to a nice lead. And it was a lead that he would hold on to for the rest of the race.
You just have to go. There is no waiting in these cars. You don't have enough laps to wait another lap. You got to go to the front. You got to go to the front now. With so many cars and so many drivers that are out here tonight, you really got to work your butt off to get there. And there's just so many good drivers and good cars out here tonight that I didn't really think I could get back up front. It was going to take a lot of patience. I got overexcited. I got anxious. The 4 got sideways. I got into him. 28, I had a really good run coming off the corner. Couldn't keep it down low and got into him. But everything worked out all right. Nobody's too mad at me, I hope.
Well, Joey, there were some issues in the pits.
You have no part in this.
No, I'm not saying.
All I want is an apology.
You ain't getting it, so go away.
He never touched you. He went under you.
Can't we all just get along? Joey Denowitz in the number 29 Pink Panther Owens Corning car was the feature winner. Number 13, Chris Brink, held off number 4, Brett Boyer, to take second. Kyle Martell and P.J. Ehrlich round out the top 5. Murraysville's Art McElhenney Jr., Kep Causer, Bill Miller, Dave Campbell, and Dustin Powell round out the top 10 finishers in the Cover Insurance Agency PA Legacy feature. Denowitz, a native of Akron, Ohio, holds his lead in the points over Brett Boyer. Kyle Martell, Chris Brink, and Art McElhenney Jr. are the top 5. The rest of the top 10 in points consists of Apollo PA's Dave Campbell, Bill Miller, Brad Grace, Kep Causer, and Oakmont's P.J. Ehrlich. The last feature of last Saturday's racing at Jennerstown Speedway was the men's enduro. No high-budget, high-performance vehicles here. Just novice racers learning the ropes, and race fans getting to live their dream of racing at Jennerstown. The winner of the race was number 31, Brad McCoy, with number 88, Gregory Lohr, behind him in second.
Well, it helped starting on the pole, so I didn't have anybody to deal with right away, and then it just led the rest of the way from that. Everybody was clean driving tonight. It was fun out there.
Coming up tonight at Jennerstown Speedway, it's the return of the USAR Hooters Pro Cup Series as they present the Naturally Fresh Foods 250. In addition to the Chase to the Checkered camera crew, Speed Channel will be on hand to televise every second of the excitement. Before the race, Pittsburgh Steelers will be at the track joining the Hooters Pro Cup drivers in signing autographs for fans of all ages. Plus, the crowd will be wowed by a skydiver that will arrive during the playing of our national anthem. Then, hold on for the excitement of the USAR Hooters Pro Cup Naturally Fresh Foods 250. Keep an eye on local drivers Jeff Dunmeyer and Bobby Marhefka as they once again fly around Jennerstown Speedway. After the Hooters Pro Cup race, stick around for more excitement with the second of 5 races in the Naturally Fresh Late Model Challenge Series. The Classic Caesar Dressings 50 will also feature R&M Trucking Fast Time Qualifying, a 5-lap dash for cash, and the fan favorite Spectator 500. For information about Jennerstown Speedway 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, visit them online at www.jennerstown.com. Looking for information about Chase to the Checkered? Be sure to visit www.chasetothecheckered.com. While you're there, sign up for the C2C e-News updates. We'll send you information about the show before it goes on the air. So get to chasetothecheckered.com. Here's what's coming up next week on Chase to the Checkered. We're already at Jennerstown Speedway, ready to catch all the action of the USAR Hooters Pro Cup Series. We'll have all the highlights, driver interviews, and so much more. But remember, don't wait for the action to be on TV. Get to Jennerstown Speedway. I'm Bubba Connor. Thanks for watching Chase to the Checkered. Race fans, we'll restart our engines next week. See you then.